Alright, here I am at the McCamly Street Railroad Crossing number 1 in Battle Creek, Michigan. Now, this crossing right here is a rather neat one owned by the CN South Bend subdivision, which is the subdivision that turns into after once you hit like the end of the Flint subdivision, which the border is somewhere down there, but this is pretty much all South Bend subdivision tracks. But yeah, I decided to come here today, spend the day in Battle Creek, and check out a few of their crossings, since this one in particular has something pretty neat on it. So I guess with all that said, I'll explain as I go on, so let's get to it. So for the first signal, this has a WRS cantilever, I believe, with the unmarked box. And here's the emergency information, and the dot tag, and the dot number is 283-538A. And yeah, and this is a pretty old cantilever, kind of reminds me of State Road a little bit. And for the gate mechanism, this has a SafeTran gate mechanism 2000s generation sitting on a SafeTran base. And this features some Rico LED gate lights and a wind guard on it. And for the mast lights, this has two pairs of SafeTran 12x24-inch dialight LEDs. As you can see here, sitting on a SafeTran light bracket. Not totally sure what used to be here. Maybe some incandescent lights of some sort, maybe 8-inch. As you can see, there's the Walpar logo on the cantilever. It's either a WRS or Walpar Incorporative. Kind of like a branch brand of the two. But yeah. And for the overhead lights, this has two pairs of Modern Industries 12x20-inch light heads with SafeTran dialight LEDs in them. And these are sitting on an L&W light bracket, so maybe some L&W 8-inch lights used to be here in the past. And for a bell, this has a General Signals Type 2 electronic bell set on medium to high volume. You know, just got this crossing in action to catch Amtrak 365. Pretty neat stuff, I had to say here. So yeah, I guess with that said, let's go ahead and cross the road and tour the second signal. So let's go ahead and get over here. So for the second signal, which is somewhat similar to the first, this has another WRS/Walpar Incorporative cantilever. And here's the emergency information once again. And for the gate mechanism, this has another SafeTran gate mechanism 2000s generation sitting on another SafeTran base. And as you can see, the counterweights are pretty big on this one, and they mounted them low. So this gate drops pretty fast, and I think it rises pretty slow. And this features some more Rico LED gate lights and another wind guard, I would say. And for the mast lights, this has two more pairs of SafeTran 12x24-inch dialight LEDs sitting on a SafeTran light bracket. I believe this is a SafeTran. Yep, you can see the arms. And for the overhead lights, this has two more pairs of the Modern Industries 12x20-inch light heads with SafeTran dialight LEDs in them, all sitting on another L&W light bracket. Actually, no, this is a SafeTran light bracket with a very faded logo. And for the bell on this one, which is kind of the cool part, this has a SafeTran Type 1 electronic bell. Now, I would say that this is another Type 1 remaining on the Flint sub, but this crossing is actually technically owned by the South Bend sub. But then again, it's still pretty neat to see one of these over here. I think that's where I left off. But yeah, needless to say, SafeTran Type 1, pretty rare bell. But yeah, I guess with that said, this was well, that's all there is to show for the equipment here at McCamly Street. The first crossing, here's the relay case, sitting at milepost 175.73, and if you look, you can see McCamly Street Railroad crossings number 2 and 3, which are both abandoned, and which I'll tour in a minute. But yeah, so I guess with that said, let's go ahead and take a look at the track view. Down there is heading west towards a curve and a few more crossings. You can see the big signal tower. Now, worth mentioning, this crossing right here is a quiet zone, so no horns blow through here, but a couple crossings down is the end of the quiet zone. But yeah, and down there it's heading towards another signal tower, and right at the Amtrak Battle Creek Amtrak station, as you can see. And you can see we do have another eastbound coming with red over green over green. Those are usually default red. But there's the Battle Creek Amtrak station once again. But yeah, and I guess with that said, for now, this was the McCamly Street Railroad Crossing number 1 in Battle Creek, Michigan. You can see these two signals also do run on their own flasher relay, like a typical CN Flint sub crossing, but still pretty neat to see here. But I guess all that said, for now, over and out. But then again, it's still kind of cool to see one of these over here.